Hey guys, what's up? It's Limitless here. Alright, so basically today we're gonna be jumping into Far Cry 5, and I'll tell you guys, I've already went through this one time already. I basically sprinted through it real fast so I could see what I could see, you know, all the way to the end and all that stuff. And I started up again, that way I could explore every side mission, all that kind of stuff. So anyway guys, tell you a bit about this, likes and dislikes, all that stuff. So first off, you know, I like that you can fish, and I like that they have a wide variety of fish. I like that they have different rods, but I didn't feel like the rods were different enough. It didn't impact the fishing too much unless you're really after the really heavy fish, which, I mean, that could obviously be your end game thing here, so. The other thing is partners. I like how you can have generic ones and then you can have actual ones, where the specialists, you know, they come with their abilities already unlocked, which is kind of interesting because normal ones, you have to, like that one right there says, reach 5 kills for the first ability, reach 12 total for the second. That's how all generic ones are. Now, just letting you guys know, that does not mean you should avoid your generic partners, because, you know, something like Scott Madison here, he's the heavy that I found this time through. Comes with his own, basically LNG, and yeah, he actually has a really good survivability, all that stuff. And then there's others, you know, like Cheeseburger here, that I've actually bothered to go and get this time again. And the thing about that is, even though he doesn't have any abilities to unlock, he does have a challenge, because he's one of the specialists. Where is that? Yeah, guns for hire. See right there? Perk point awarded, 2 if I let him get 10 kills. That's okay, yeah. But it honestly isn't all that. And it's nice that, you know, if you get in a bind, a partner might be able to come save you. But more than not, you're likely going to be saving them. But of course, that also depends on your playstyle as well. So it's kind of nice, kind of eh. Alright. Now then, as far as missions, a lot of it is going to feel very rinse and repeat. So I'm not too thrilled with that, especially if you're doing like, what do they call those? The prepper stashes, that's what they call them. That's where you get your big payoffs and everything, and you can get, you know, extra comics and everything that give you extra perk points and all that stuff. So that's nice, really, you know, but it's not all that, you know. The looting, it's kind of nice. You can just loot anybody you want. You can take their weapon, all that stuff. But there's not enough weapons out there, so that becomes mundane pretty fast. Now, it is kind of nice that, you know, you can hunt other animals too and all that. Oh, wait, who's here? It looked like Cheeseburger was going after something. Yeah, that's one of the things I hate too, if you notice. He kind of got in the way, so I couldn't really run past and find out where that deer went. But whatever, that's alright. It's just a deer, and I don't need any more of them, so. Now, something that is kind of nice, if you like to be an avid hunter, when you hunt animals and all that, there's perks that you can get to help out with that. Like, this one here, King of the Jungle. Costs 6, you might want to think about it before you actually get it. But basically, animals that attack you, you receive less damage, and the animals that you hunt, they don't run as much or as easily. Let's see, where's the other one? Yeah, that's it. Harvest Master. Costs 8, but it doubles what you get from plants and the animals that you hunted or whatever. So that's actually very helpful, because you're primary way of getting cash is likely going to be from animals. It's nice they have takedowns and all that too. That is a nice system to have, really. Now, enemies, they tend to block it pretty easily, to be honest. And after the conflicts are over, you can see there's nobody here bothering us right now. It takes forever for him to get out of in conflict. I hate that. The other thing I really hate about this, if something interrupts, well, you see that marker over his head, he has something important to tell me. I have to let him completely finish what he's saying, even if something completely beyond my control interrupts. So until it stops interrupting, I have to keep restarting it. That's very, very irritating. Let's be entirely honest about that. And look how far that waypoint is that he gave me. 3,685 meters. Like, what? Now, I don't mind getting around and everything, but in this game, it can be a real big pain in the butt, because first off, the vehicles aren't that bad, but if you know, end up making a mistake or something, they tend to blow up kind of easily. Now, I know you can repair your own vehicles and everything to get around that and everything, but it's a pain in the butt to have to spend your hard-earned perk points just for that to happen. So I do not like spending perk points on that. And yeah, that's a supply truck right there. But most of the time when you get them, it's when it's very inconvenient for you. Now, obviously, you can get lucky and you can find them traveling towards you and all that, but not nearly as often. The other thing is, you know, I'm not a huge fan of all the profanity, but that's you know, a common theme nowadays. But that's just me. I guess we'll do this first. What do you mean a few rounds? Look at all that. Holy crap, I had to shoot a lot. See, I didn't do this quest originally, so... Alright, now guys, I'll tell you the other thing about this. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to help yourself out, which is kind of nice, but it's kind of weird at the same time. Because you'll notice that if you go just far enough... Let's see, where is it? Challenges, there it is. If you go just far enough, enemies will respawn and everything. A lot of the types of the animals that you need and everything will respawn, so if you just learn how far to go and come back, they'll be ready again. So it makes your hunting way easier. As you can see, I've done a handful of them on this one already, including eagles right there, and those are actually kind of a pain in the butt to find because they're only big when they have their wings out. So usually they're just walking around on the ground somewhere, and it takes a little bit to spot them. And let's see, under assault you can see too that there's all kinds of stuff you need to do. I actually didn't even try to do this time, but I should. Hit and run kills. I've tried to do that, but there's some stuff that you need to know. Some of the stuff does not work easily. So like hit and run kills, I've hit a bunch of dudes at top speed with vehicles, and sometimes they just don't die. Seems kind of weird to me. And then flamethrower kills, I want to caution you against that, because unlike real life, how, you know, if somebody gets set on fire, they're going to freak out. No, these guys, you set them on fire, and almost every time, they're going to run at you and grab you to set you on fire, too. And it's not really counterable very easily because the flamethrower does not have the 20-foot range it does in real life. So there's that to keep in mind too. Oh wait, I gotta talk to her again to finish the quest, my bad. So all in all, you know, I'd say there's a lot of bad points in this game with only a few actual good ones. Some of the people, they talk extraordinarily long time, so if you're one of those people that hates talking games, this isn't really a game for you. See, now it says follow her. After all that, I still am not done. And this is actually one of the shorter ones for some of them. To give you an idea of how it is. I don't mind talking while moving, but to just stand there and have to talk. And I'll tell you guys something else too. Money is not that big a deal. It should be, but it's not. Where's inventory? There it is. So yeah, you can see I've got all kinds of stuff here. Even some pelts and everything for sale. And I still have, you know, 18 grand and everything, and I've got my monster LMG, my RPG. I replaced my pistol with an SMG. And the thing is too, is that these weapons are upgraded with the parts already. I'm not even halfway through the game on this one. Now, I'll tell you another point that I like here, guys, but I'm going to let you know this is going to be a spoiler here for a second. So if you haven't played or just don't want to hear it before you experience it yourself, then give me about 20 seconds starting now. Okay, guys, so the thing that I wanted to not spoil for whoever didn't want to hear it is that when you get far enough in the game and kill enough dudes, all that, there's going to be hunting parties that come after you. Those parties are unavoidable, and they will catch you. So anyway, we're going to say spoiler done. Now, the part about that is that scripted events like that, where you might, you know, think you're going to lose your weapons, all that stuff. Well, yeah, apparently I can't cancel the quest or anything like that. Alright, that sucks. Anyway. So anytime that you think, you know, oh no, you know, I'm screwed, I'm gonna lose my weapons or something like that, you usually don't. The other thing I've noticed is that the fishing tends to be pretty much the same. They say, you know, they want you to make it appear alive and all that. So all you do, you cast your line out. When it goes too far, they're not going to be interested in it. And then you just wiggle it. All I'm doing is just repeatedly hitting the button over and over, but light tapping it. What is the perk awarded for? It must have been for the trout. Let me check that out real quick. Because I was thinking it might have gotten weird earlier before. No, you only had to catch one for that. Alright, sure. So anyway, you just tap it. And then, oh, I got him. And apparently she just walked right through my line. And there we go, we caught it. Now, if your line reds out, which I have trouble seeing, it will break if you don't stop everything right there. Alright. Now, I barely managed to notice that my line freaked out. And that was a pretty large-sized fish there, dang. 34.31. This playthrough, that's the biggest I've caught. Did he just award me the same perk over? And there's old cheeseburger just swimming in the water. Alright, quest over. So you can see that isn't a difficult quest, but there's a lot like that, where they're more talking than anything. And guys, back to what I was saying about the stashes. The thing is that in this game, I know there's a perk to help you with it and all that, but fall damage before you get it is really, really bad. Like, okay, that wasn't quite high enough, which is good. Sometimes that actually is. Now let's see. Yeah, you see that right there? Just right there. You can survive that in real life without getting hurt at all. That took like more than 30% of my health. That's ridiculous, at least in my opinion. But it's not quite as bad as, you know, The Witcher and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, where a Geralt actually tripped over a rock and just did a quick roll and died. Yeah, so this is one of the things that I hate. How you notice it just kind of happens out of nowhere. You just kind of get screwed. And the thing is, guys, is that I do want to let you know, but this is not uncommon. It's really not. So get used to that when you're playing. It takes away a lot of your freedom, you know, and that's something that irritates me in what's supposed to be an open type environment.
You take away a man's basic needs and he will revert to his primary instinct indefinitely. That's a difficult thing to understand, isn't it? I would never have first Gulf War.
Try not to talk to me so you guys can hear. Alright, so as you guys can tell, they have interesting little story bits when they do that to you. And I mean, it's obviously not that interesting, but it's kind of, you know, fun to see, like, you know, how the crazies go nuts and all that, you know. And every single time this happens. Now, if you've noticed, you get 8 seconds for takedown. I think it's like 4 for regular kill, and you get like 6 for headshot. Yeah, last time I did this, I had like 59 seconds by the end of it. Yeah, now the thing is too, is that every time you do this, it seems to expand it a bit. As you can see, it's just a weird kind of little psychological journey for you. There we go, chain takedown, not too bad. Ooh. There we go, goodbye. That jump. See, that's how they avoid the takedown sometimes. Clear the time. And also there's an achievement if you survive this the first time. Just so you guys know. And you can see how they just kind of talk through it the whole time, and you know, it's just whatever happens, right? Well, that is kind of how it goes. It doesn't seem to matter too much if you win or lose, but I'm not going to lose intentionally, you know? And then every single time, it's always some kind of wake up, open your eyes, whatever, you know? So you can see, that gets kind of boring too, especially since it's, you know, it's not something so much that you trigger as it is it just happens to you. Not really a lot of fun there when you have to keep doing it. And actually that didn't expand off the last time, so that was still the same race. Yeah, so as you can tell, the basic theme here is strength, survive, purpose. Now those aren't too bad by themselves, but when it starts getting mundane, that's when it starts sucking. So yeah, there's a handful of skills and all that. Swimming, fishing, you know, hunting, whatever. But all in all, it just ends up being the same kind of stuff over and over and over again. So anyway, guys, like I was saying before, you know, there's helpful stuff you can do. You know, you can do that fishing, get some perk points. You can do the hunting, get some perk points. You can let partners, you know, the specialist partners, do their kills and you can get perk points that way. You can have 2 partners at the same time if you get the skill for it and everything. There's a handful of stuff like that, but some of the abilities just don't seem like they do enough. And there's not enough weapon variation and all that to stay interesting. There is a which is not bad. I mean, it's pretty easy. So anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this bit of a tour in Far Cry 5. My appraisal of it, all in all, would be, you know, maybe think about getting like a pre-owned version of it or something like that, so you don't have to pay full price. Because I actually bought the deluxe, so it was $100, and I don't feel that it was worth it. I mean, yeah, it's nice, there's missions and side quests and all that, you know, but they tried to change the game from being, you know, complete linear to, you know, more open world, but with all the stuff they do to you, it's not so open world. Wow. So you guys know, that's typically how these trucks work, you know. You activate a switch, and usually there's loot inside, but this time there wasn't. And as you can see, when that happened, they did not take my stuff. I still have it. Which is nice. And my partner just came back out of nowhere. Sometimes you'll have to go back into your roster and reactivate them. So you can see I could say X for select there. You know, it's whatever. So anyway, guys, like I said, you know, maybe think about getting a pre-owned copy instead of the deluxe, which has the the season pass, because I don't imagine the season pass stuff is going to be too amazing. And guys, if you do like multiplayer, like Call of Duty and all that, they have a weaker version of it called arcade mode, where you can go play with people online. So, you know, if you like that. And the other thing is, too, with the perks, some of them will say, like, also works in arcade right there. So you can make yourself stronger there, too. But, I don't know, the gameplay just isn't too fun there, in my opinion, at least. So that's how it is, guys. All in all, this is, wait for it to come down in price before you buy type thing. That's what I would say. Thank you, Cheeseburger. I was hoping he'd do something. Alright, guys, so hopefully this has helped out. And, you know, please feel free to drop a like, subscribe, comment. You know, always appreciate a subscribe. You know, we're going to have a giveaway at 50 subscribers, just like we did at 25. So, thanks a lot. Have yourselves a great day, and God bless.